It's the venue that's had plenty of success, come through it since the mid-2010s, as well as a few Lombardi trophies. It's GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Hello all, Kate Scott up here in the booth, and joining me as always, my partner Brock Heward. All right, Brock, everyone hoping we see a competitive... here, and both teams feel they can provide that.
Yeah, this should be a good one. I mean, you just stack these two teams up. We've all done our homework. They've done a lot more practice time and film watching and everything else. But by all accounts, the numbers will tell you, the talent will tell you, we're going to have a competitive chess match, and I can't wait to watch it.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. It was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 5. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
Kansas City going to the dime look on 3rd down. We've got 6 DBs out there. Here's Daniels. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Play action, Mahomes. Buying some time right. That one finds Josh Downs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. First down throw, Mahomes. Rolling left, buying some time. Dukes out a one-stop. And he's out just a second shy of reaching the red zone. How about a big hitter? 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. Room inside the 10. Will score. It's a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right, because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league, and the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
Mahomes throwing for 2. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he'll get in. That gives him an 8-0 lead. Well, that right there was a beautiful bit of short field artistry, partner. Netting him a couple more points following the touchdown.
I love that word, artistry, because that's what you are as a quarterback. Like, you have got to sometimes create a picture when there is none there. And this QB, more than capable of doing it, that just so infuses everyone around you with so much confidence, because they don't have to be perfect. He could scramble and still find a way to create one heck of a beautiful painting.
The Chiefs get lined up, and they will kick this away. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now for the second time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down. And they will have to boot it away in a little bit. We've arrived at the end of our first quarter. 8-0 is our score. We'll be right back with more Madden Ultimate Team after this. So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He has it at the 22. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. He manages 13 on this punt return. And the Chiefs will get set to go on offense. They're set up at the 35 now. Mahomes on 1st and 10. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, He does the next best thing and knocks it away.
2nd and 10 now. Chased out to his right. This one finds Kelsey. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they face 2nd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Back to the air, Mahomes. Flush down now to his left. On the run, he's got it deep downfield. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. So Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
The Chiefs making the call. They're going for 2 again.
The Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Another throw for Mahomes. Forced out to his right. And he secures it in the end zone, so their lead grows to 16-zip. Well, they really have this defense on its heels, Brock. Still the opening half, but a couple of touchdowns now, and a perfect 2 for 2 on 2-point tries.
Yeah, this defense, they're picking up the scraps. They're not doing anything well. This offense, though, they sure are. Scoring touchdowns and then 2-point conversions to top it off. And part of the reason you don't see this a lot, Kate, is you only have so many 2-point plays in the arsenal, and they're using them here very early.
The Chiefs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Johnson now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
He's got him, that's Moss. Rolling into enemy territory. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. We're to the 2-minute warning from Arrowhead. The Eagles with the football. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. From the gun, it's Daniels. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Daniels now. Toward the sideline, and he locates Johnson. And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. 4th down coming up. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Again, Daniels to the air. And they get to him on 4th down. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, the quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
The Chiefs and receiver Josh Downs set to take over once again. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Flushed out of the pocket. On the run, heaving it. Big gain downfield. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs boat racing them to the halftime locker room. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
So the Chiefs going for 2 once again.
The Chiefs will set up for the two-point
He's throwing for it. Buys time, rolling right. And he's got it. So they get the conversion, and that's going to extend their lead. Well, 3 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion after each of them. They're not far from being able to run away and hide in this one.
Kind of anxious to see how long this streak can go. That's not 1, that's not 2, that's 3 2-point conversions. And what it tells me, Kate, is they felt great about their plan going in. And to succeed down here where the field condenses, let's give some credit to the guys at the line of scrimmage getting it done first.
The Chiefs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Johnson with a return here. And that return comes to an end as they touch him down. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. That one's complete, right side. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. On 1st down, here's Daniels. That pass complete to Moss. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Getting out to it. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And this is picked up by the Chiefs. Space on the right, and he's got room. And the nightmare continues as they bring the fumble back for a touchdown. The Chiefs boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Great time to bring some extra pressure off that snap, and that made all the difference in getting that fumble and the defensive score.
I could hear it in your voice. I think you saw it coming. I saw it coming. I think even the crowd saw it coming.
Yep.
But that quarterback did not see that blitz coming, and boy, did it pay dividends.
The Chiefs making the call. They're going for 2 again.
The Chiefs will set up for the two-point conversion.
Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. On the move, headed right. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Really seemed like they were trying to get as much momentum as possible out of that series of events, didn't it? Big play like a fumble return, Brock. They wanted to add another big moment with that 2-point try.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all, even if they did fail. Kind of like a big play we see all the time, right? The offense will get right back to the line. Don't let that defense breathe. I don't mind it, even if the execution wasn't there.
Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. Johnson now on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles taking over now late in the first half. And we'll see if they try to establish some positive momentum before halftime here, Brock, or if they just choose to head off and lick their wounds. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Daniels. Escapes out to the left. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. Offense in the hurry up here. Moss hauls it in. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down. Short pass brought in. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. Here comes the final play of our first half. He's back to throw. He lofts it deep left. He's got it inside the 10. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock here with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Josh Downs to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. The tip definitely broke up that throw. So 2nd down coming up.
The trajectory of that ball changes while it's in flight. I'll tell you this, Kate, on shorter throws, these receivers are so good to adjust, can still bring it in. But over a long distance, a tip like that alters the course of the ball, and it sure makes it tough to adjust in time.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Back to throw Mahomes. Escapes the pocket. Connects with the open man downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He's on the move. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Chiefs grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yeah.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
So the Chiefs going for two once again. Throwing again, Mahomes. Chased out to his right. And he's got it. They certainly weren't hurting for points, but hey, why not add two more onto the massive lead they've got? The Chiefs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Return coming from the 6. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down.
I think it's fair to say, in the eye in the sky doesn't lie, without that ball being tipped, we were looking at the big game. A missed opportunity to push their offense and a great play on the other side to deny the throw.
Escapes the pocket. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Daniels throwing on third. That's caught for the first. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
Daniels on first down. Rolling left, buying some time. He's on the move. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is picked up by the Chiefs.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for third down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Chiefs and wide receiver Brandon Cook set to take over now. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. They've got first down from the 31. They'll toss it to Johnson. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master. Seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
The drive picks up here, first and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field.
Eligible receiver downfield.
Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back.
Still second down.
Offense to the line for second down. Mahomes. Flush down out to his left. And the big hitter will not be reeled in. That's incomplete, and that would have made for an impressive catch on our final play of the third quarter. Thankfully, only one quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Chiefs football, and they've got to feel pretty good about this score entering the fourth. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They go play action. It's Mahomes. Headed out right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Forced out to his right. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Chiefs continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Patrick Mahomes, the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Ooh, whether they got it or not there, Brock, not going to make too many friends going for 2 in that situation.
Yeah, sure felt less about whether they're successful or not, and more just about the fact they don't care. And I'll tell you what, they may forget about it. Those guys on the other side, they won't. And they'll remember it the next time they line up against each other.
Johnson with a return here. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Eagles and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And you tell us this all the time, Brock. Touchdowns aren't the only stats that make a quarterback, right? Yep, he's nodding right now. But the absence of any from his ledger, well, that's problematic. And his struggles are indicative of the challenge that this offense as a group has really been fighting all game long. They're out and set. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
This dude has put it together some kind of game today. When he scored that touchdown earlier, we knew we had to keep an eye on him. And no surprise, here he is making yet another huge impact play.
The Eagles are in punt formation. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. He has it at the 13. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. He picks up 16 on the good return. And it'll be their football. First and 10 now from the 30. Oh, look at this. He's set up to throw. This one finds Kelsey. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Wow, they're going to pass it here. He throws a bullet deep to the right side.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Buys time, rolling right. Catch is made down the right sideline. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside. Look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. But it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Big play got him to the doorstep, Brock. 4 more yards now in goal to go. First down from the red zone. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
You know, we're so often in today's game looking for this, that escapability, and I love that. Get out of harm's way. Now you just got to find...
So we have a pause here inside 2 minutes. All reviews come from the booth, and they want to take one more look. Well, we can see he made the catch. He definitely has possession, but did both of those feet hit down in the end zone?
Yeah, get that zoom button ready to go. Get the magnifying glass. Was there any green right between his feet and that end line? That's what they're going to be looking for in the replay booth.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they sent it to a second set of eyes in New York, and the call on the field is confirmed. So after the incomplete pass, here's second and goal. Back to the air, Mahomes. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone. So now, here's third and goal. Again, Mahomes to throw. Getting out to his left. And they're not stopping the destruction, partner. That is caught. Touchdown. The Chiefs throwing 6 more on the blowout. Travis Kelsey, the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
The Chiefs making the call. They're going for 2 again. Another throw for Mahomes. Escapes out to the left. And that one's caught. Add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the 4th. The Chiefs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Johnson now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels connects with Johnson. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play. I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
So out now comes the punter. And he's been one of the players of this game. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So score this a win for the Chiefs. And if they could play at this level every time out, well, their coaches would be happy as they could be. Total team effort, a dominating victory. So for our crew, my partner Brock Ewert and myself, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been Madden Ultimate Team. It's a win for the Chiefs as we say so long